I want to share a little bit about Dr. PRASHANT. He's a ear, nose and throat surgeon and the director of the Centre for Integral Health in Cambridge. He's a world traveller and speaker, teaching on holistic principles of life, health and consciousness. His interest and focus is on areas of attitude, emotions, stress and health. He's been practicing Raj Yoga meditation with the Brahma Kumaris for over 30 years, so very experienced. He also coordinates activities in Cambridge, where we have an inner space shop and a centre there. So I'd like to welcome Dr. PRASHANT onto the stage with a round of applause. Thank you.
Hello and good evening. So we'll start with a few moments of silence. Thank you. Since it is a nice gathering here, feel free to interact and let us make it more interactive in an hour rather than just one talk. Even though I will be showing the slides and we'll have some subject, but interaction always helps others also. The subject of health, I'm going to take it in a very, very broad way. And I like that. Holistic means, you are seeing the whole. And health of the body, of course, is important part of this. But health of the planet, healthy society, and healthy mind, all different aspects of health. And is there anything that we can do to get all this right? There was a Greek, or in the memorial of Greece, there is a Greek goddess by name Panakia. And our word panacea is derived from this goddess Panakia. And Panakia is the goddess for universal remedy. Goddess that can fix everything, not just health, any problem it can fix. But she had to rely upon her brother also, and brother's name is Diagnostico. And the brother was important to know what is going on so that she can fix the problem. So also here, we need to see what is going wrong, and then we can fix it properly. And often, the reason the word holistic is thought of, it is not that it is like some are thinking one way and some are thinking holistic. Unless you see the whole, you cannot even understand what is going wrong. If I can't see the whole elephant, I won't be able to help the elephant. Understand? If I am only able to see the tail of the elephant, then I am not very useful to the elephant. Something similar happens to our life also. Even to fix something as small as the body even, I need to know something more, much bigger universe. So before we come into the subject of slides and discussion, I had drawn this little sketch here, and that shows the bigger map of the world. And in this bigger map, what you see here, the black box, that represents the entire physical world. Imagine that not just the planet Earth, but everything that is physical, that is what the whole scientists are dealing with. The universe, what they call, that is represented by this box. And what we are seeing is there is a world beyond that box. In this box, there are limitations. There is time, there is space, there are all kinds of limitations. It is here, big letter end, E-N-D, end word is over there. Beyond that limited box, there is no limits. There is no end. That's a big difference. At the physical level, all gross and five senses can access it. Beyond the box, the world is subtle, and our senses cannot access it. But our intellect can understand this. Now, what is shown here, we have a journey. We come in this world, and we are travelers in this world. We come out of this physical dimension. We are guests here, we are travelers here. Do you agree with that? Are we guests on this planet? Anyone has got plans to stay here forever? If we are not making those plans, then we are travelers and we have a journey. That is what is shown. We are sort of passing through. That orange color just shows the line of our journey. When I'm seeing the whole map, I realize that this whole physical world is a gift. Just like we have come here, in Leicester, for one day. It appears like a holiday. It appears like a gift. And there is a gratitude. Anytime for a guest, there is always appreciation and there is more gratitude. Agree? Same thing happens in the life of this one who sees the bigger map. He realizes this whole physical world is like a gift. Every moment is a gift. And every interaction is a gift. And a fog is a gift, and rain is a gift, and the sun is a gift. Everything is a gift. As a result, he has more appreciation, who has sense of gratitude. One who sees the bigger map, he feels secure, deeply secure. And when you are having these feelings, you are healthy. This is what is seen in some observations. When Mr. Bush was the president, he allocated $1 billion to study mental health of Americans, but it applies to the world, because mental health problems are on the increase everywhere. And in this project, the person who was in charge of this project, she says, there are some people who never have mental health problems. And these people have 4 qualities, but 2 of these main qualities, they have gratitude, they have sense of appreciation. If they have these qualities, then they don't have mental health problems. She speaks of other, but I'm not going into those at the moment. And if you just play with this, the feeling of a guest owns nothing, he can lose nothing. Just like I'm here, I'm here for 24 hours. When I go, I lose nothing. It was just a nice gift of this experience, and thank you. So there is a different attitude towards the experience, towards life of a guest. This is like a health-promoting feelings that are coming in. So security itself brings out many other things. Only a secure person can love. Only a secure person can experience peace. But most important, all these, they come with their friends. Secure person is happy, but it is not just happiness. He comes with the friends. There is contentment, there is peace, there is concentration. All these higher feelings come. Its key is feeling secure. Now this is one mind. Let us come to the other mind, where I get into stone intellect perspective. I can't see the bigger map. I only see the physical. This is what is promoted in our culture also. And everything more, going to details and details at this physical level. Don't worry about anything beyond. This is what is described in the spiritual writings as being in the dark, being a blind, give us sight. These are the sort of prayers that exist. We all have physical sight, but we are asking for a sight that can see beyond the box. So when we are not using it, truth is we all have it, we have to use it. But when we are not using that sight, we are stuck in that box. And as we said, there is a big label, end, to that world. So everything that you like, it is going to come to an end. Everything you get attached to, there is an end. And now our mind is not secure. We lose that sight and we lose that perspective of the guest. We are caught in different way. We start believing this is mine and this is mine, and we are worried about losing it. The whole life is ruled by that afterwards. Life is ruled just to deal with these insecurities. I can lose this and this can break and I can die, busy. In the Gita, nicely expressed one line in one of the chapters, the life, the way it is mentioned, degraded creatures. It is a strong word, but if I are losing the bigger map, life of attachments and vices, it is that life is one of anxious lust and lustful anxiety. Whole life, more, different attachments. So anxious lust, lustful anxiety. And that death is a failure. Death is in repentance. So you work whole life with this, and then they die as a failure. They lost it all. They don't know what is happening. Why I worked all this time and I'm leaving it behind. This kind of attitude. This is not the way we are made. This is not the way the world is made. The way the world is made is beautiful. What is said, Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. Satya is beautiful. Just I have to see the truth and I have to experience the truth. So now what happens, our mind is insecure, and insecurity is the obvious cause of all social ill health. Just take example of our big social problems. Addiction is one big problem. 100% of addictions are because of insecurities. That's why they think they want something that will make them secure. Violence. Only an insecure person can get angry, or others can make him more insecure as a result when he is in that attachment. Greed, another big social problem. But health also, why there should be illness. If you trace it back, and we will see it in some more detail, some commentators on health, they say the energy of health, its origin is subconscious insecurity. And there is a good reason to think of it. So if we are to see this, how to fix this, panacea to these problems at all levels, let us get the security right. Let us get a big map in our head. Let us see our journey and know that things are good. This is a gift. And we have a journey and we don't lose anything. We don't die. This body itself is a gift, temporary gift. Maybe just like we are here for 1 hour. Maybe 5 minutes more, 5 minutes less, but not a big problem. Same is the attitude of one who is a traveler. He is here temporarily, he knows this. Maybe 5 minutes more, 5 minutes less. Not a big problem. His existence is eternal. He has no big fears of death. There is no death. See the paradox. At present, our whole medical institution so busy, and when I say busy, we are spending trillions so that we can stay here a little bit longer in whatever state of mind and whatever state of the body. We can stay a bit longer. This is an achievement. And is it a big achievement if I can stay in this room 5 minutes more? then what way I allowed? Is it a big achievement? When I see the big map, I realize how ridiculous to strive for that. So we'll go to the slides. Here what we are seeing, this mind of what we are talking about, that leads to various our mindsets, psychological mindsets. And we'll take this in some detail. I just want to give you one more image, one example. What's the difference between a cancer cell and a healthy cell? We are talking about two cells, one is unhealthy and one is healthy. What's the difference? Cancer cell has got one feature, it's a personality as if, and a healthy cell has a different personality. Healthy cell works for the whole body, for the organism. Like for example, kidney is not working just for kidney, it is working for the whole body. Liver, it is working for the whole body. So much so that if there is less nutrition in the body, some organs will take less of it. Say for example, we have less glucose, then some kidney and the skin, they will take less glucose, send more to the brain, send more to the heart. Am I clear? Because that is where there is more need of it. If there is less oxygen, many cells of the body, many organs will take less, send more to the brain and the heart. As a result, whole body survives, and the kidney, brain, heart, everything survives, everything flourishes. There is a beautiful harmony going on there in the body. Now let us see the psychology of the cancer cell. Cancer cell is not working for the organism. Its program is, I want more. That is like an absolute program of the cancer cell. As a result, even if a person has a very small cancer tumor, body starts losing weight. This is one of the signs of a cancer. Because that small tumor takes nutrition more and the body is deprived of it. What happens as a result? Body, of course, is in danger, body dies, but the cancer cells also die. Am I clear? Now let us see this planet Earth. We have got 7.45 billion human beings. They are like the cells of this planet. Let us see it that way. What is the psychology of each one? What is going on? What is the mindset of each one? I want more. Is it like that? And they are truly incapable of thinking about anyone else or any other society, any other country. Understand, no? And this is even before Donald Trump. The whole psychology of the human being at present, it doesn't necessarily mean gross things, but it can be, I want more love, I want more respect, I want more. This is like we are as if hardwired with this present mind. What is the result? What will be the result? If this is the psychology of every cell of this planet, what is the future of this planet? Is there a future? There is no future. It is like a metastatic cancer that is spread everywhere, and so is it worth doing anything? Should we give up? What this knowledge tells us, we have option to change the psychology. Human beings are like this. We have got Mr. Hyde and Dr. Jekyll within us, and we can shift ourselves away towards something that is divine. One side we go very far into, extreme selfishness. But we have the angel inside. And how can we get that angel back? So let us see these slides, and that gives us some angle, some aspect, how innocently we get trapped in this. If we want to win back this huge shift in our psychology, get back this angel inside of us, that be in charge, to be able to see the bigger map and see that higher heart and mind, richness of the heart, then some change has to take place. And we need to see, as we were saying before, diagnostico. Let us see how we get trapped, which is the first step where we cross the line. Anything you want to say, or any thoughts, any comments? As I said, I want more interaction. Paramjit, why are you sitting at the back? We want some more interaction. And what we are seeing here, and in your poster also, there was one line: simple smile creates healthy relationships. If a boss has got a little bit smiley face, it creates a different atmosphere. If everyone is so serious and angry-looking face, it creates a different atmosphere. Agree? Now, if you are internally happy, inner happiness, it creates a healthy environment inside. Just like it creates healthy relationships outside, it creates harmony inside. Health means harmony. And if there is harmony inside, that is what is health. So that is our starting position. Also in this context, I want to emphasize, happiness, all happiness is not, that will lead to a healthy society and healthy body. In psychology, there is an understanding, short-term excitements and deeper well-being. These are two very different things. And short-term excitements that we are ordinarily exposed to and very popular, they are the cause of deception. This is known. More we remain short-sighted, can't see about tomorrow, we can only see today. This kind of mind, we go for short-term excitements and create long-term problems. Understand, no? So one of the real cause why we lost even the sight of what exists, our supremely beautiful truth, is short-term excitements. That is what has deceived us. We can't even access what exists beyond that little box. Just as if you want to catch a fish, you put a bait first. And the fish experiences happiness for 3 seconds. What happens next? The frying pan is kept at home. So 3 seconds of happiness, and then it finds itself in sorrow. Same is the story with human beings. More we go for short-term excitements here, of any form, it has power to trick us, power to deceive us, and as a result we lose the inner sense of well-being. So happiness, it does provide happiness. Your ice cream does provide happiness. Any addictions, they provide happiness, but they also trap us in it. And a very, very direct connection with this happiness and all kinds of illness also. So more we understand, we need that deeper sense of well-being, inner happiness, supersensuous happiness. That has power to heal. So this is some discussion about our life, and the beautiful definition that I like in this context. Life can be defined as an interaction between the person and his environment. So all that happens from birth till death is we are interacting with different environment. Should we make the lights a bit low here? That might be Easier? Sound is okay all this time? So, environment is not just ozone layer. Our environment includes people, objects, your job, colleagues. All this is environment. Temperature in this room is the environment. And all we want is a certain harmony with the environment. That is all. As we said, that when there is harmony, there is health. And that is our deep need, to be in harmony with people. And then we feel good about it, to be in harmony with this temperature here. And we want to be in harmony at the job that you are doing. If there is any mismatch between you and the environment, it becomes the cause of stress and illness in time. Agree? Am I clear? So if there is a mismatch, we don't need lots of discussion on this. Everyone knows he wants to create harmony with the environment, and we start trying to create harmony. How? How do we create harmony? How do we normally try to create harmony if there is a mismatch? We try to change the environment. So if the temperature is a mismatch, we change the temperature. If the job is a mismatch, we change the job, go to different country, different city. If the husband is a mismatch, we think we have to change outside. Or we give the lecture to the husband, what that he should change. Give a lecture to someone else. Have you got success in changing anyone? No? So as is shown here, there is another side of us. We have an option to change ourselves. Can this light here be reduced? We have option to change ourselves. And if I change, then I can be in harmony with more things. Within psychology, there is one type of personality called personality A, another personality called personality B. Personality B is in harmony with more things, casual. He's happy with one culture, he get on with things, another culture, different kinds of food. He's in more things he can adapt. Type A personality, he is able to deal with certain type, then he can smile. Everything has to be right. And the sound is right, people are right, everything is in the right place, then he can smile. If one thing goes wrong, that is the end of his mood for the rest of the day. Do you know anyone like that? Now, type A personalities have 7 times more heart attacks than type B personalities. Type A personality have more health problems. All kinds of problems are more than type B personalities. Type A personalities have more failure in life compared to type B personalities. Understand? He pushes, strives, but he invites opposition from others. Whereas type B personalities may be casual, but they end up being more successful. This is the way things are. What is even more interesting for us, someone who is type A today can change and become type B. These personalities are not in our genes. But almost always people change after crisis. People change after pain. Pain helps to change. So just before their 3rd bypass operation, they say, okay, maybe I should change. So different kinds of problems come in relationship, big problem, crisis, and then they say we should change. If I can learn before pain, that is called wisdom. So our whole aim, the aim of the institution is to give, the education, give opportunities so that we can take steps before pain teaches us. This is what the aim is, in a medical education. What is it doing? It helps people understand so that they don't have to learn through illness. They can prevent problems. So also here. Now let us see what is the worst relationship between the person and the environment. This nicely described, a worst relationship is when you become slave to something in the environment. Slave is the lowest denomination in any society. So if the environment becomes my master, that is the most unhealthy relationship. And many things are unhealthy, the wrong relationship, but here it becomes most unhealthy. The present day model of this slave master is what happens in prison. In prison, there is a model of a prison. There is a prison officer and there is a prisoner. And prisoner cannot decide for him. That is all. Someone else decides for him. That is what we call prison. Prisoner cannot decide what he is going to eat, when he is going to eat, what he is going to do today. Someone else decides. Sometimes we have some events in prison and we are talking to some people there, and the prison officer comes and says, your time is finished, 1 hour, now you have to go. And he says, okay, sure, thank you. And he has to go. He cannot say, I'm enjoying this, can I sit 5 more minutes? He cannot even say that. Prison officer tells, it is time for you to go back to your cell. That's the end of it. So that is what we mean by creating a master and slave-master relationship. Now master may decide to make him happy, give him chocolates every day, but he can also make him sad. That is what we mean by master and slave relationship. Now let us ask ourselves, we are in a free society. At every level there is freedom. Government is also very democratic. Do you think you got any masters? Anyone here got masters? Raise hands, those who think you got masters. Anyone can give an example. Who is your master? A few have raised hands and others have no masters. All completely free. Okay, let us try to see how we create our own masters. Let us see this. And here we are seeing 2 individuals. Let us say one is the daughter, other is the mother. It can be any. It can be spiritual students. It can be anyone. So, mother and a daughter. And the daughter creates a desire from the mother, and can be very, very innocent desire, that the mother will invite me for the family gathering. There is some wedding ceremony in the family and I am, of course, mother will invite me. The moment she creates this desire, now the other person is in charge to fulfill the desire. And other person may not invite you. Will you still be happy? No? Now, who made you unhappy? By just creating a desire, you are giving power to the other person. And as you give power to the other person, you lose power. You have made a master already. You may have absolute reason to create that desire because you have invited your other person 10 times, so she should invite you. She invited you every year. For every celebration she invited, so she should invite you this year. She invited everyone else, all your other sisters and brothers. Why not me? She should invite me. You got good reason, and you get full marks for logic. But the moment you create a desire, you become slave. And other person now becomes the master. And other person can tease you, can play with you, can say, let us spoil your day. Invite you after 3 days, but let us spoil your few days. And you will behave in a predictable manner. You are not in charge of your own mind. Someone else is in charge. All that is created is an expectation. The expectation is actually deeper desire. You take it for granted. Apeksha. So anyone here got expectations? If you are creating expectations, you are creating masters. And we, as we were saying, we can be very innocent here. Innocently, we can end up creating masters and become a slave in the relationship. And as we said, slave is the lowest denomination in any society. We are saying here, this relationship is an unhealthy relationship. You can't expect healthy mind, healthy body, if the foundation itself is unhealthy. And we could be creating masters in close relationships, can be everywhere. Someone is very nice, you can end up creating more expectations from him. So it becomes dysfunctional sooner or later, because now you are disappointed, because one day slightest thing you get disappointed with him. Most of the relationships we have, husband, wife, this kind of relationship, can be both become each other's masters and each other's slaves. Understand? No? So it is like a totally dysfunctional. How long does it take to create expectations? Yeah. Let me give you one example. You are going to your office, and just outside your office, there is a beggar. And he says, I'm hungry, can you give me something to eat? You say, okay, I got my lunch box. I'll give you my lunch box. And I will be hungry today, but that's fine. And I will be eating tomorrow. So you give your lunch box to him. And he should be happy, you should be happy. You have done good karma, so you should be happy also. Right? Now, he opens the lunch box and says, I don't like this. And throws your lunch box in the bin, green bin, compost, and gives you some bad words for not giving him his lasagna. Are you still happy? No? You will be still happy now. Now see the scenario here. Here is a person you don't even know, person to whom you do favor, and suddenly he has power to make you unhappy. Who gave him the power? And the power was given by you the moment you create an expectation. Expectation may be very small, that he eats it, you have spent 1 hour preparing it, not to waste, someone should eat it. You might be doing something like that. You might prepare something for your children, at least they eat it. And if they don't eat it, you may get disappointed. Yeah, so this may be the only expectation. But in this case, expectation may be a bit slightly bigger, that he will think you are so holy and so wonderful, and he is alive because of you. He's, completely, destroyed your expectation in the first second. This is a big lesson for us, because here would be a gathering who end up doing good things. Understand, no? But doing good actions, any kind of charitable actions, but doing favors on others, you can subconsciously feel you have a right to create an expectation. For example, you have done 100 favors on someone, you feel, now I have a right, I'm in need now, at least you should be helping me now, just a little help. You should help me at least once if I helped you 100 times. Agree? You feel as if you are justified to create an expectation. As we said, you get full marks in logic, but the moment you create expectation, you become slave. And slave is the lowest denomination. Nothing can be expected from a slave. You may have wonderful ideas about supersensuous bliss and truth and Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram, great things. But if you are a slave, you can't experience any of those things. Someone else has got knobs in his hand. He presses a button and you will experience in a predictable manner, whatever it is. You may be angry, you may be sad, because someone else has got the key. He is the master. You want to say anything? So what is the way out of this? Is it possible to come out of this? A nice message, spiritual message. That is here message, and it is also there in the Gita. Be prepared for the unexpected. That's the message. And we have to write it and check if that is what is happening. Underline this. It's a message for life. Be prepared for the unexpected. Why? Because this world, the outside world, what we call environment, is not in my control. How others are going to behave today, tomorrow, whether they will be there tomorrow, it is not in my control. Everything, it is, as we said, that box has an end, it has a change. And to create any expectation there is the first bondage with it. We get trapped in it. So make plans, at work, here, in the family, Brahmin gatherings, you make plans, your company, you may have plans to increase the company, make big profit, inspire your staff. Great, good plan. But keep the plan B ready. Don't think that plan will come to your destination. Be prepared for the unexpected and always be aware of it. That should be second plan. Then you are sensible. If you think that is the only way things should happen and there is no other way, then you are not so clever. Anyone who gets trapped, animal or human beings, they are not clever. I was giving an example of fish earlier. One time, I was looking at the river, when it is clean, you can see the fish coming, and there was a person sitting there with the, fishing rod, and there is a bait, and you can see the fish coming very close to the bait, and they go away. I was very surprised. Fish come very close to the bait, look at the bait, and walk away. Only the stupid ones jump on the bait. So same is the message for us. This world, there are baits, but remain free, then you are clever. This spiritual intelligence is necessary for us, to detect and keep yourself safe. Say, if you have the program, be prepared for the unexpected. If you have program not to create even the slightest expectation in any relationship, then you are clever. From now on, you can start looking at it. Already we have created expectations. Understand, no? They won't just disappear. But you will notice, things happen, suddenly things change. Check inside, why you are affected. Is there an expectation? And drop it. It is not in my hand. Accept the situation. First remain free, from that freedom intervene. That is what we call yogi life. You are intervening from here, not from your insecurity, not from being affected, not as a slave, but act as a master. Okay, we were giving example earlier. Someone doesn't invite you. Invite your sisters, invite your brothers, everybody, but doesn't invite you. If you are a master, how will you react? And if you are a slave, how will you react? Okay, if you are a slave, you will say, this is, wrong. You will start blaming the other person, and you are angry, you are sulking. You say, I will not invite you. Understand, no? You are completely forgetting all the 100 times they have invited you. You are completely forgetting it. That one instance becomes a big thing, and you are ready to spoil the relationship. That is what the slave reaction. Predictable. You press this button, and this will be the reaction. What will be the master reaction? Master reaction, it is your choice, of course, to invite, not invite, that is your choice. But I have a function tomorrow, I want to invite you. Because master, he chooses, he is loving. He is not reacting to what other person is doing. He says, I got a function. You may have a reason why you didn't invite me yesterday. That is your choice. But I want to invite. So he chooses. His love is not blocked by someone else. Someone else doesn't decide whether he is happy or whether he is loving, whether he is peaceful. He chooses himself. Understand? So that is the space we want to be, and then play with it. See if in different situations you are master in that relationship. Are you master of yourself, or are you a slave? As we said, nothing can be expected from a slave. If there is a slave mind, then the spiritual attainments are not possible, because master is there. How can you do anything? As we were saying before, in prison officer says, now you have to go back to your room, this kind of thing. So master, you have to, all the time, these masters decide whether you should be peaceful, happy, loving, what you should speak, what you should react. These masters are our creation, and that is why we are the ones who can become free from them. And I was expecting lots of interaction from here. Why is it so quiet? So we create expectations not just from human beings, we create expectations from everything. Matter, nature, God, Can you give an example where we create expectations from matter? If you are expecting your car to start, when you go back to your car, are you expecting car to start? Then there is a master sitting in the car park, and he can upset you also. One person said to me, sometimes he would be so annoyed with the car, he even would kick the car. So this kind of reaction is coming, where is it coming from? Master will not kick the car and get another problem to the car. But a slave, if you are a slave, you are reacting in that way. So, big question. Of course, we can reduce our expectations. We can observe how we have created this slave, relationship with the world. And as we said, the slave is an unhealthy relationship. And so we can reduce it. But is it possible for us to be in this world, in the job, with people, mother-in-law, everything, and not create any expectation? Zero expectations. Is it possible? Who feels we can be in this world, do everything, involve, interact in everything, and zero expectations? Raise your hands, those who feel. Very few. Okay, let us see how it is possible. Spiritual knowledge tells us we are not made as slaves. That is the spiritual message. Small slave or big slave, we are not made as slaves. We are made to remain free. But let us see what is required here. One nice message from Kant, that we look at this world with colored glasses. This some kind of a drama here. The colored glasses should be in that gap. So we look at the world with our colored glasses, and through our glasses we look at the world based on these glasses and colors of these glasses. Yeah, color of the glasses. Color should be also in that gap before. Kant was German philosopher some 200 years ago, and I think it is a beautiful insight to everyone, but very much useful for spiritual students. Because it tells us that we interpret everything based upon my glasses. That is what he means, psychological model. We interpret everything. Ideas of right, wrong, good, bad is all decided by my glasses. If you see different cultures, you understand how glasses of different people are different. Idea of beautiful changes when you cross the borders. Understand? In one culture, to be fat is beautiful. Another culture, to be very, very skinny, that is beautiful. We got one friend, she was in Hawaii. No, she was in Los Angeles, but she was fat, very fat. In Los Angeles, if you are fat, you are in the lowest in the social hierarchy. But in Hawaii, if you are fat, you are a celebrity. So she just decided to live in Hawaii and come to Los Angeles on holidays. Solve the life. But this is the way society is. You go to some places, and people make special scars on the face to make themselves beautiful. In one place, they remove the top teeth, front teeth, to make themselves beautiful. Do they do this in Leicester? Not yet? Okay, here you may color the nails, color lips, hair. They will think, why color nails? It is all to do with the teeth. They will think it is such a waste of time to color the nails. Different models, and these models decide everything for us. If you have chosen a career, it is because of your models. That model says this is a good career and this is a good thing to do, whatever. The paradox in this is we have not chosen our model. If you were born in Afghanistan, your ideas of right, wrong, the way you dress, many things will be different. Understand? Just you are in one society, one culture, and the neighbors, people in that culture, they give you the model. That's what you think in time. This is right and this is wrong, and you are so sure, this is the right way to do things. If you go to other culture, they are equally sure that that is the right way. Now let us ask ourselves, we all got model, as a broader model. And what is that model? And that model is very obvious through our language. Our model is of I and my at present time, something that is relevant for us. I, my, in connection with this. It is a bit like I am just passing through this place. I said, we are here for 1 hour, and during this 1 hour, I describe myself based on things here. Understand? Now, I, my. We are using the word I, my to things in this room. So I start believing this is mine and this is mine, and I think I'm more important than you because the chair is bigger than you. So this is used to describe myself, I. And this is used to feel my. As we said before, this is like a one level further. To create expectations there itself is a big bondage you are creating. Understand? Create desires because it's not in your control. It is changing. It has an end. And now you are going further to believe that you can own things there and you can use the letter I in that world. And this is what puts us in a spiral. Because more attachments I create there, I am now insecure. I can lose everything. All my achievements I can lose. So, what is the answer to my insecurity? Create more attachments. I want more. In case I lose one, I have more. And so we find ourselves in this spiral. Getting caught in this further and further. This is the worst thing that can happen to anyone. To go in that spiral, to get trapped in that, in an extreme way. And now you are slave to it at many levels. You are dependent on any change bothers you. We were saying earlier, you create an expectation and someone invites you, it bothers you, what others do. When you are in this I and my kind of relationship here, it is most unhealthy because you are now far more sensitive. It's just a word from someone can hurt you now. Does it happen? Someone says one word and it can be like an arrow. How come? Because you have created an ego based upon this outside world. It makes you insecure. The reason people declare war, sometimes someone just has to criticize, religion, and they declare a war. It can happen to anywhere. You can criticize these ideas, and if it hurts me, it is because I have created such a bondage. It makes me more insecure. It can happen in the science world. Some people are so attached to their idea, to certain concepts, it becomes a political environment in the science university. Am I clear? It is taken personally, and it becomes a personal offense, taken as personal offense. And this happens when we are in this spiral of I, me, my, and want. There was a time I was in this place and I had not created any of these attachments, not even expectations. I was like a guest and I saw everything as a gift. You coming as a gift, you're going, thank you. I myself am here for a short time. And we said, I'm here for 1 hour, 5 minutes more, 5 minutes less. It could be half an hour less, but everything is a gift. That was the space I was at one time. There was harmony. There was deep security. There was gratitude. There was appreciation. Different mind there. When I go in this spiral, I lose that all. Now I am into demands and complaints and I'm busy with a different mind. I'm insecure. Your words hurt me and I remember what you said 3 years ago. I want to take revenge. Understand? Big shift is taking place. And as we said, no one is bad, but we are innocently going in that direction. We innocently create these attachments. We think even it is good to create attachments, this kind of thing. We have lost the bigger map. We have lost the sight. That is our only mistake. And then see that little thing and get trapped in this more and more. So most of these people, they won't say, they are doing anything wrong. They say, someone is giving me sorrow. He said those words. That's why he gave me sorrow. Understand now? But when you are using this knowledge, you realize everyone has an absolute freedom to speak what they like. Freedom of speech is in the Constitution. So it is absolutely okay what they are doing, and I have no control on the outside world in the first place. But I have control on how I approach this world. That is in my hand. I can trap myself in that box. I can step out of it also. That is my choice. And if I stay in that space, then they can say what they like, and it is not affecting you. Let me give an example. Right now, someone tells you the chair on which you are sitting is totally wrong shape. Will it bother you? Will you take it as an offense? Will you lose friendship with that person? He tells you the chair on which you are sitting is totally wrong shape, in a most ugly chair. Will it offend you? No. He says your nose is completely wrong. Will you avoid him next time? Your love will become a bit less. Yes? You take it as an offense a little bit. In front of everyone else, he says, the nose is wrong. What happened? With chair, you are a guest. And it may be a completely wrong statement, but it doesn't bother you. You are still my friend. Understand? No? You are in that higher space. But nose, it is my. That my is label in that. And so it all becomes personal. So if we train ourselves to see, I am a guest in this world, I am a guest in the body, that is what soul consciousness means. You are aware of, you are a traveler. And then whatever is spoken about anything, it is not becoming personal. Internally, you are safe, you are secure. You have a journey and nothing is hurting you. You can, of course, ring the plastic surgeon and make the appointment. There's nothing wrong with that. But do it as a master, not as a slave. Reaction should not come from that lower space, that it bothers you and you are angry, and then you are acting from that space. But remain free and then act. Any thoughts? So some simple word. We are using this, apeksha, expectation. Word my, loosely used. My, and believe it. These appears to be very innocent, but they are steps into ignorance. Agyan, that is mentioned, our some prayers to God take us from agyan into gyan, asatoma satgamaya. These are like which prayers? It is this, agyan. I am here temporarily, whether it is 1 hour or 100 years, I am temporary. I can't own anything here. Small way, I can start changing my attitude, to change my belief structure. Play with this for 1 minute, that I am a guest, I am a soul. I am completely different from this world. I myself am a traveler. Create that clarity for 1 minute. And during that 1 minute, you will experience that mind. You will see the contrast within yourself. You know the space where to step back. So everyone in this world wants security, But they all are looking for security in this box. And they never get it. Understand? Like, for example, someone wants more money, more gold, more some relationships. He wants someone to love him. Why? Deep inside he's looking for security. But he never gets it. Whole life is running after that. And it becomes like a mirage. The answer is in the opposite direction. He has to step back first to experience that security. Have you seen a spider's web? Spider's web is immensely beautiful as long as you are out of it. If you are in it, it is not beautiful. This physical world, the whole physical world is immensely beautiful. But we can't appreciate it that it deserves when we are trapped in it like this. With even one label, mine, you are in the trap. To experience freedom, it has to be zero apeksha, zero mine, zero I. That's why we said, even 1 minute, try and get that, what it means. Zero. Soul exists, nothing in this little story can ever be mine. Try and get a feel of it for 1 minute. And then you know the bliss of the Atma, bliss of the soul. That is within the soul, but it has to be, during those minutes, 100% freedom. If there is little way you are trapped in this, that slave mind blocks those higher experiences. Slave mind brings that little insecurity with it. In our brain, there is one chemical, neurotransmitter. It is called serotonin. There are little more than 100 neurotransmitters in this little brain, and they all together may make a drop, but they create a whole chaos. If anything goes wrong there, it creates such a huge chaos. Serotonin is one of them. Important one, because as is shown here, it reflects our mood, our sense of well-being is moderated through serotonin. When 100% of depressed people have lower serotonin, when serotonin is high, we are more confident and we can handle crisis better. Those who have lower serotonin, they cannot handle crisis, but they can accept defeat more easily because they don't want that stress. They can't deal with it too much, so they can give up more easily. Our antidepressants, and lots of them work through serotonin pathway. Now let us see what happens to serotonin within our synapse. And what is shown here is a graph, level of serotonin. And at a certain point, person smokes a cigarette, and level of serotonin does go up with cigarette. It's a nice, I'm not creating publicity for cigarettes here. What happens next? It comes down, but it comes below the starting point. That is what happens with everything, hormones and all chemicals in our body. If you interfere with it, if you give from outside, body stops producing its own, or body stops releasing it. So also here, serotonin level marginally drops, but enough for him to feel a bit low. Something is not a big depression, but he feels a bit low 2 hours later, 3 hours later. But he knows the answer. What is the answer? Another cigarette. So now he feels good. And then he comes here. And then his friends help him to cheer him up. And then what happens? His resting level is lower. And he needs cigarette to become normal 10 times a day. The rest of the time he is miserable. And then cigarettes don't work after a while. So he needs his cigarette plus cafe. And then graph is a bit like this. Even that doesn't work. So he needs stronger. In studies, it is seen that what is seen with cigarettes, the same thing is seen with many other things in our lives. And the list includes chocolates, list includes your television. It becomes a drug after a while. If television is not there, serotonin is dropped. We can become dependent on people. People become dependent on violence. Lust, dependency on lust is very, very common. And that's so much so that some psychologists call our society a low serotonin society. And this society today is compared to 60 years ago. Why? It is like a worse today, lower serotonin today than 60 years ago. Why? Because we have success, we have prosperity, we have technology, we have science, and we can buy all these drugs more easily. Some other day I was traveling in train, going somewhere in this country, and someone sitting opposite me, he's doing his computer. He's going to work, to London, I think, and he's doing his computer. He has got coffee next to him. He got cigarette in hand, chewing gum, I think, somewhere, and chocolates, everything around him, and his music, his headphones, he's listening to music. All senses are neutralized. He's going to work. This was not happening 60 years ago. This is sickness of the present society that is happening, and we are paying the price for it. So with all our amazing, hard work, we got success. We got prosperity, great science, great technology. Everything is going very well. And now we have another problem. Our problem is society is becoming low serotonin society. In medical books, one expression used, which is very appropriate, failure of success. So this is big success, and what we are getting is bigger failure as a result. And it is more difficult to deal with this low serotonin society than a little simpler life 60 years ago. Am I clear? Now, most of the time, we might not know our own dependency because we can keep buying this, our bigger television, bigger screen, and television in every room. May I ask, how many here have not watched television in last week? Yeah, very good. I encourage more to experiment, just for 1 week, or stop watching television. Not watch television for more than 30 years and still alive. So 1 week without, you will not miss anything. Also what you will notice is you got a lot to experience and know from yourself. We need time for ourselves. But also will show with everything, worth checking. It's simple thing like tea, coffee, something. For 1 week, avoid it. See if you are free. Because if that becomes your master, it is lower quality of life. We don't want to become slave to too many things. So more you become free from this, more it will become easier to come in this space, to experience that deeper sense of well-being. That is our aim. This is a deception. To get happiness from outside, that is a deception. And more we think that is the only thing that is there. That is the way many may be thinking. That is like blocked. That is what we call stone intellect. No, there is a lot to experience at emotional level and at intellectual level within ourselves. We got treasures within us. Understand? And then nothing wrong. Come and play the game here, but let us not be slave to anything here. If this is achieved, that has power to create healthy mind, healthy body, healthy society, healthy world. Just some comments on this. We all need to be very concerned about this. As parents, we should be concerned. I'm speaking here. And as governments, individuals, we should be concerned, but government should also be concerned about this spiral, what we saw in serotonin. Because this low serotonin society, they are less in control, and slightest excuse, they will go for violence. That's why at the present government, as we said, innocently is promoting it, because they get some tax on this, that's fine, they solve the problems temporarily. But down the line, there will be bigger problems. Society will be less in control. As parents, we should be concerned, because younger generation, those below 15 years of age, problems are 4 times more than older generation, because they are born in a different world. Their world is different. And unless we give them the insights into this other option, their feet are not on the ground. They are into a different world. And it may become too late. I come across these people, young people, age 16, 18, like depressed, zombie, and the parents don't know what they can do about this. They were all full of enthusiasm, suddenly go into different space. And it is on the increase. Some journals, psychiatry journals, they say depression is becoming epidemic. It is taking an epidemic proportion in some countries. We have the option. There are no answers in the medical world. There are no answers to this future problem in the government level even, but there are answers at a spiritual level. And our job is to take benefit of it ourselves. Unless we go in a different spiral, we can't help others. We have to help ourselves. We can help others proportionate to how much I helped others. Come into these experiences. So you may be from the medical background, you are working with, in some form, we are dealing with people. More you are experiencing this, you are authority. You know what you can, how you can help others. And your help will be immensely useful as time comes, future. I'll stop here. And I was told to ask any questions, but I never get any question here. But if you want to say anything, it will be nice.
What's the difference between perfection and casual?
Right, very good. We said type B personality, they are casual. And type A are, sort of caught into something. What happens? A person who is in this space, he can also aim for perfection. But it is fun for him. He is doing it with the energy of fun, energy of play, energy of game, with lightness. But at the same time, he can be very clear what he wants. But he can also accept the way the result is. That is the balance we need. As opposed to type A person who is caught in it and ends up getting depressed. A type B person, someone else may have better idea. He is free to accept the other idea. Life is more than just achieving a perfect cake or something like that. Life is much more. Or arriving at a certain place absolutely on certain time. If we don't arrive, aim to arrive at a good time. But if you don't arrive, that is not the end of the world. Let us have that broader attitude. We do this when we are playing a game. We do this. We play to win, also we know to lose. Same attitude in larger life.
The box, sorry. You know the box?
Yes.
In the centre of the box, you could call that the prison. The prison. You know, that's where the slave is.
Yeah.
The box itself could be called the city. The city. Life in the city.
Right.
You know, this is how life in the city is getting.
Yeah.
And outside the box is out with nature, out in the countryside with the nature.
Yeah.
So you seem to be saying life in the city is getting very, very stressful, more stressful than before, that it's some kind of huge experiment that's gone wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong, you might be right.
Yeah.
Is that a kind of correct analogy? Life in the city is becoming crazy, mad.
Yeah. And this model is, accepting the way, knowing beforehand, this world, it may be perfect world, it may be city, it can be nature. Nature, everything is within this box. That box represents the entire physical world. And what we are discussing and emphasizing here is how I can approach it. It can be city, it can be chaotic, but how much do I get into expectations and bondage there? It's a city, let me accept this is a city. and I have a choice to go to that city or not go in the city. But I accept it rather than create an expectation there. Yes. Yeah. Please. Sure. Please.
Yeah, as you said, that expectations is what leads to sometimes unhappiness, because we always keep on expecting something or the other out of somebody, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's anything to do with outside world. But it is easier said than done, that sometimes we should not expect. How much ever I try as a person, or I don't know about the rest of the people sitting over here, it is hard to implement. I always think that, no, okay, I'll do a beginning of it, and then some other thoughts or some other actions happen, and which again takes me a backward step, basically. So I don't know how do sometimes you overcome these things.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, we already have created this habit of expectations, and with some people we have created the deep expectations. This is already there, and what you will see is the result of it. Understand now, it is not that last minute we are creating expectations. Expectations are already there, and we can take caution that I don't create new expectations. That's all we can do. But older expectations, observe them. Some situations will come and you will react in a certain way. Someone is very predictable, say always reliable, your good friend, and suddenly he behaves differently. Know internally that this is the expectation I had created, that he will be like this tomorrow also, and that he is not behaving like this. Understand this is the expectation. Be prepared for the unexpected. Imbibe this new attitude in this situation, and then this new approach will work in other life situations. Start playing with this.
I could ask you a number of questions this evening, but let me, in terms of time, yeah. Do you think, at the back of the screen, you talk about what can these institutions do? Can I say, isn't the real issue about the lifestyles that the majority of us across the globe are living today? Only in terms of my grandparents' generation, they lived a different lifestyle than the lifestyle that I'm living today. And I think technology is really causing a lot of problems in terms of the depression and that sort of model. And do you think that the answer is going back to some form of basic living, like a lot of our grandparents in that generation did live across the globe?
Yeah. In this discussion, we are not coming to that aspect, but yes, definitely starting a small change. And small change is, let me remain free from, at every level, that option we have. Understand that this whole physical world, that image of the web, I don't need to get caught in the web. Let me first remain free. And more we experience that mind and those feelings that come from there we will have the solution. From there we'll understand how to approach what life we would like to choose. Answer is not necessarily going back into different external lifestyle, to drop technology may not be. Right now we are using this technology and we are taking benefit from it. So world is going on, it is moving. But what attitude do I have that we can refine? Let us create a few minutes of practice, and during this I'll speak few words and let us play with this. We consciously keep the body comfortable, tell the body to relax. And we remind ourselves that here we exist as stars, living stars. And these living stars are like the observers of this physical world. These living stars are the travelers, temporarily associated with everything. A traveler always have one speciality. They always remain light. Travelers don't carry unnecessary burdens. This eternal traveler doesn't create unnecessary burdens, doesn't create unnecessary bondages. Traveler knows to let go. A traveler may visit a place, he may like the place, but he knows to let go. Free to appreciate the next place. we remind ourselves that this eternal traveler has traveled through space and time. We have traveled through the past. We aim not to carry the past with us. We learn to let go. Free to be in the present, free to appreciate this moment. As we continue on our journey, we aim to remind ourselves of this beautiful truth. We are travelers. We are free. The bondage is our option. Truth of everyone is immensely beautiful. Thank you.